Welcome to the Madison Miller Podcast. Today is Tuesday, May 9th, 2023. NBA is still in playoffs, Major League Baseball, soccer, the portfolio, NHL draft lottery, Sunday night's episode from Idol, news and notes, and best bet. NBA playoffs will kick off the show as it's been doing each and every day. We'll go over the results from yesterday and look ahead to tonight's games. Heat over the Knicks, 109-101 to take a commanding 3-1 series lead. The Miami Heat, Jimmy Butler, 27 points. Wait, there's no way this is right. Okay, yeah. Jalen Brunson had 32. On the thing, it said 9 points, which was so wrong. I know Brunson was really good in this game, but wasn't enough. The Knicks' big three were good, but the supporting cast let them down. And the officiating in this game was as bad as poor as I've seen in a playoff game in a long time. Listen, the Knicks didn't do the little things. They didn't get rebounds. They kept not running the loose balls. They're just tired. And Miami just took advantage, and Miami also got whistles that I felt were uncalled for in this game. And if it wasn't for the poor officiating, I believe this game would have been a lot closer. Not suggesting New York would have won the game. New York didn't deserve to win the game. They were just slow out there. And I just think the officiating was the real least valuable players of the night. I mean, New York might need Scott Foster in Game 5 if they have a chance to force it Game 6. Lakers beat the Warriors 104-101 to take a commanding 3-1 series lead. I am least worried about the Warriors. I think if you ask me who more likely to come back from 3-1 down, the Knicks or the Warriors, it's easily Golden State because of their pedigree and because they've come back from 3-1 before. And the irony of this would be, if the Warriors were to come back from 3-1 down, they would do it against LeBron James. LeBron James and the Caps came back from 3-1 down in the finals against the same Warriors core group of Steph, Clay, and Draymond. So, talk about irony if it were to happen. LeBron had 27 and 6 assists. Stephen Curry was brilliant, but it wasn't enough. 31, 10, and 14. So, Steph almost single-handedly won them this game. And his supporting cast did not step up. Clay was bad. Draymond was meh. Wiggins was not great. GP2 was okay. DiVincenzo good off the bench, but not enough. Lonnie Walker just went absolutely bonkers for the Lakers. So this will be remembered as the Lonnie Walker game to the Laker Nation. All right, so tonight we have two monster Game 5s, each series 2-2. 7:30 TNT, Sixers, Celtics from Boston. My line here is Celtics 3.5, total 227 and a tenth, and they're favored by a whopping 7.5, which is insane, total 213. I do like the over. Neither team has been playing good defense in this series. I feel like it's been a lot of offense in the series and whatnot. So I do like the over, but I think Philly covers, and I don't feel good about it, but I think Boston's going to go up 3-2 here. Next up, 10 o'clock on TNT of the Suns and the Nuggets Game 5. I have Denver 9.5, total 226 and 4/5. No Chris Paul tonight. And it's 5.5 and 227.5. I'm going to lay the points with Denver. I don't feel good about it. They need to bounce back in the worst way. So I'm going to lay the points with Denver. One of these home favorites is going to lose. I just don't know which one it's going to be. I got to be honest. I think it's more likely Boston loses than Denver because I don't trust the Suns on the road. I mean, I don't trust Philly on the road really either, but they somehow won on the road without Embiid in Game 1. And Harden has been very hot and cold in these playoffs. Harden and Anthony Davis, to me, are the two players in these playoffs that have been really, really great or really, really bad and no middle ground. So, there you go on that. So, one of these two dogs is going to win outright. I just don't know which one it's going to be. More likely Philly than Phoenix because of no Chris Paul. The depth on the Suns is going to come back to haunt them at some point. Alrighty, now move on to hockey. We'll go over the results from the playoffs and look ahead to today's games. Golden Knights over the Oilers 5-1 as they take a 2-1 series lead. The number 3 started game at 24 saves on 25 shots. Aiden Hill, who started in net instead of Laurent Francois. Number 2 started game with 2 goals. Jonathan Marchessault. Number 1 started the game with a goal and 2 assists. Jack Eichel. So great win for Vegas. All right, 2 games tonight. 7 o'clock ESPN. Hurricanes Devils game 4. Must win for New Jersey, I would say. Devils minus 150, Canes plus 125, over under 5.5. Overs minus 105, unders minus 115. Canes plus 1.5 is minus 200. Devils minus 1.5 is plus 164. This is a tough one because obviously these teams combined for 12 the other day. Then you think there's going to be some regression to the mean. So my pick here is going to be New Jersey in regulation at even money. In a 9:30 ESPN Stars Kraken. The Stars are minus 140, the Kraken plus 116, over under 5.5. Overs minus 118, unders minus 104. Stars minus 1.5 is plus 168. Kraken plus 1.5 is minus 205. Tough one here too. I think Dallas has to win. I'm going to say over 3.5 goals, Stars goals, plus 130. All right, Major League Baseball. We'll go over the results from yesterday and look ahead to today's games. Tigers over the Guardians 6-2. Rays over the O's 3-0. Pirates over the Rockies 2-0. Yanks over the A's 7-2. Royals over the White Sox 12-5. That was an underdog I got right yesterday. Brewers over the Dodgers 9-3. Cards over the Cubs 3-1. And Wilson Contreras' first game back at Wrigley. Angels over the Astros 6-4. D-backs over the Marlins 5-2. Rangers over the Mariners 2-1. Nats over the Giants 5-1. All right, 6 o'clock, you have the Tigers and the Guardians. Michael Lorenzen and Shane Bieber. Guardians minus 215, Tigers plus 180, over under 7.5. Overs even money, unders minus 122. Tigers plus 1.5 is minus 120. Guardians minus 1.5 is even money. This is a tough one, but I'm going to go over 4.5 Guardian runs at plus 106. 6:30, Rays O's. Zach Eflin and Grayson Rodriguez. Rays minus 1.5 is plus 128. O's plus 1.5 is minus 154. Rays minus 126. O's plus 108. Over under 8.5. Overs minus 102. Unders minus 120. I'm going to go with the Orioles to win outright here at plus 108 with Grayson Rodriguez on the bump. Rockies, Pirates, Connor Siebold and Luis Ortiz. Pirates are minus 174. Rockies plus 146. Over under 9. Overs minus 102. Unders minus 120. Rockies plus 1.5 is minus 137. Pirates minus 1.5 is plus 114. For this one, I'm going to go with the full game over, but I don't feel good about it. Mets, Reds, Max Scherzer and Luke Weaver. Mets minus 1.5 is minus 134. Reds plus 1.5 is plus 112. Mets are minus 205. Reds are plus 172. Over, under 9.5. Overs minus 118. Unders minus 104. For this one, I'm going to go full game over. Max Scherzer has not been Max Scherzer, and Luke Weaver is not very good. Blue Jays, Phillies. Alek Manoah and Aaron Nola. Phillies minus 138. Jays plus 118. Over under 8.5. Over is minus 120. Under is minus 102. Jays plus 1.5 is minus 178. Phillies minus 1.5 is plus 146. This is another hard one. We go with the Blue Jays outright at plus 118. 7 o'clock, A's, Yankees. Sherwood-Sinski, Clark Schmidt. Yanks minus 270. Oakland plus 220. Over under 8.5. Over is minus 122. Under is even money. A's plus 1.5 is plus 105. Yankees minus 1.5 is minus 126. I want to take Oakland on the run line plus 1.5 at plus 105 because Clark Schmidt is really, really awful as a starting pitcher. But instead, the overruns is juiced up. So I'm going to do it. I'm going to take Oakland plus 1.5 at plus 105. On TBS at 7:20, Red Sox Braves. Nick Pivetta, Charlie Morton. Braves minus 178, Red Sox plus 150, over under 9.5. Overs minus 118, unders minus 104. Boston plus 1.5 is minus 132. Braves minus 1.5 is plus 110. I'm going to go full game over here. White Sox Royals at 7:30. Lucas Giolito and Jordan Lyles. White Sox minus 142. Royals plus 120. Over under 9. Overs minus 108. Unders minus 112. White Sox minus 1.5 is plus 106. Royals plus 1.5 is minus 128. This is a tough one, but I'm going to go with over 4 Royals runs at minus 102. Dodgers Brewers. Noah Syndergaard and Eric Lauer. Dodgers minus 122. Brewers plus 104. Over under 9.5. Overs minus 105. Unders minus 115. Dodgers minus 1.5 is plus 125. Brewers plus 1.5 is minus 150. I'm going to take the Brewers at plus 104 outright. Padres Twins. Michael Wacha and Louis Varland. Twins minus 116. Padres minus 102. Over under 9. Overs minus 115. Unders minus 105. Padres plus 1.5 is minus 196. Twins minus 1.5 is plus 162. This is a tough one, but I'm going to go full game over. Cardinals Cubs. Jack Flaherty, Jameson Taillon. Cubs minus 120. Cards plus 102. Over under 7.5. Overs minus 122. Unders even money. Cards plus 1.5 is minus 96. Cubs minus 1.5 is plus 162. Tough one. The over's juiced. The team totals are not out. I don't feel good about it, but I'm going to take the Cards outright at plus 102. Astros Angels at 9:30. Framber Valdez and Shohei Ohtani. Angels minus 138. Astros plus 118. Over under 7.5. Overs minus 106. Unders minus 114. Astros plus 1.5 is minus 176. Angels minus 1.5 is plus 146. Ohtani hasn't been very good in his last couple of starts. I like full game over. Marlins D-backs. Jesus Luzardo and Brandon Pifat. D-backs minus 118. Marlins even money, over under 9, minus 110 each way. Marlins plus 1.5 is minus 100. D-backs minus 1.5 is plus 162. I'm going to go with the Marlins at even money. Rangers Mariners. Andrew Heaney and George Kirby. Mariners minus 180. Rangers plus 152. Over under 7. Overs minus 124. Unders plus 102. Rangers plus 1.5 is minus 146. Mariners minus 1.5 is plus 122. This is another tough one. I'm going to go over 4 Mariner runs at minus 108. And last but not least, 9:45, Nats Giants, Patrick Corbin, and Logan Webb. Giants minus 250, Nats plus 205, over under 8.5. Overs minus 104, unders minus 118. Nats plus 1.5 is even money. Giants minus 1.5 is minus 120. For this one, I'm going to go with the full game over 8.5 at minus 104. Okay, now move on to soccer. We'll go over the results from yesterday's notable games and look ahead to today's. English Premier League, Fulham over Leicester 5-3, Everton over Brighton 5-1, Nottingham Forest over Southampton 4-3. English League Championship, Sheffield United over Birmingham 2-1, Burnley over Cardiff 3-0, Huddersfield over Reading 2-0, Luton Hall 0-0 draw, Borough Coventry 1-1 draw, Blackburn over Millwall 4-3, Blackpool over George City 1-0, Sunderland over Preston 3-0, Bristol City over QPR 2-0, Swansea over West Brom 3-2, Watford over Stoke 2-0, and Wigan Rotherham 0-0 draw. Serie A, Empoli over Salernitana 2-1, Udinese over Sampdoria 2-0, and Sassuolo Bologna 1-1 draw. All right, I'm just quickly going to check for anything else that we need to discuss. So it looks like we're good for now for soccer. All right, portfolio. So this is going to be interesting. I gave out a pretty decent long shot to win the AL East last week with the Baltimore Orioles, but last night was not a good result for that bet as the Rays won. For this portfolio selection, I'm going to go to the NFL, believe it or not. The schedule is coming out on Thursday, so we'll do another show tonight to predict the schedule, only because all the leaks are going to come out tomorrow. So, my first future I'm going to go with for the season I'm going to go with a half unit on the Seattle Seahawks to win the NFC at 14-1. I think those are really good odds. They've made improvements in the draft. Full disclosure, the futures I'm going to give out on the podcast are not actual predictions. These are just value bets. Geno Smith is the only problem. If he regresses, then this bet is no good. But his supporting cast around him is better. Defense should be better. The division's weaker. We don't know who's going to be the quarterback of the Niners. Cardinals are a mess. Rams are a mess. So, Seattle, you never know, could end up with the 1 seed. Maybe the Eagles deal with some injuries and Seattle goes like 13-4, 12-5, get the 1 seed, and that's a amazing home field advantage, as we know. So why not 14-1, the Seattle Seahawks, only a half a unit on it. All right, the NHL lottery was last night. We'll go over how it played out, and I have a strong opinion about how it played out. Winning the lottery, coming up from the 3 spot, the Chicago Blackhawks. Number 2, the Anaheim Ducks, who had the best odds, dropped to 2. Columbus, who had the second best odds, dropped to 3. 4 was the Sharks, 5 the Canadiens, 6 Coyotes, 7 Flyers, 8 Caps, 9 Red Wings, 10 St. Louis, 11 Vancouver, 12 Arizona, via Ottawa, 13 Buffalo, 14 Pittsburgh, 15 Nashville, 16 Calgary. So only changement was in the top 3. The Chicago Blackhawks do not deserve to win the NHL draft lottery. That organization is garbage right now. On and off the court or the ice. They had the scandal, which they should be punished for. They should have lost their pick because of that scandal. And here they are, they win the fucking lottery thanks to the higher-ups of the NHL. This was, I think, one of the more rigged lotteries we've seen. This is the most rigged lottery I've seen since when the Rangers got the number 1 pick in the COVID draft lottery. So that's just awful. The Blackhawks, like I said, don't even deserve their pick because of this scandal. And they get rewarded because they got in trouble? Like, what are they, fucking nuts? Gary Bettman should be a goddamn ashamed of himself because this organization should not have their draft pick because of the scandal that they had. And now they're going to get the best prospect since Connor McDavid. And no, they don't deserve him. I'm sorry if this offends anybody from this great state of Chicago or Illinois, the great city of Chicago. But you guys got in trouble and you guys deserve to be punished because of it. And the league did not give them the full-fledged hammer. They didn't. We've seen other teams get penalized. We saw the Dolphins get penalized of a first-round pick for tampering with Sean Payton and Tom Brady. And the Blackhawks don't get the first-round pick taken away because of a huge scandal that they went through with the former player being sexually assaulted. Like, how does that make sense? It shouldn't make sense. The Blackhawks have no business having a draft pick, let alone winning the lottery. And this is a super horrible look on Gary Bettman and company. And this is one of the biggest hits that this league is going to be taking in a long time. And I mean, Connor Bedard, I know he's going to be great, but this team should have been penalized in the lottery rather than rewarded for tanking and the scandal. So this is just a disgrace. What a freaking disgrace. The Blackhawks and the NHL, and they allowed this to happen, and they had a little happy moment. But they shouldn't have had that happy moment. This scandal really, they should have been punished for it. They never were. And now they get rewarded with the best prospect since Connor McDavid. This is just a mess. And I feel bad for Connor Bedard because he's going to be on a bad team. I know he'll probably turn them around or be a big part of a turnaround down the road. But my point is that the Blackhawks don't deserve Connor Bedard after what they dealt with here. And they just were never properly punished for this. And this is why I have such a big problem with them winning the draft lottery. I had a feeling they were going to rig it for an original 16, but they rigged it for the wrong original 16. I thought it was going to be for Montreal, but it ended up being the team that should not even have a first-round draft pick because of the scandal. And they shouldn't have had their draft pick last year either. Like, this is one of the worst scandals we've ever seen, and the NFL punished a team for cheating, and the NFL punishes a team for tampering, but the NHL doesn't punish a team for a sexual assault scandal. Absolutely fucking ridiculous. All right, now move on to the American Idol episode from Sunday. I was not happy about that lottery result, and nor any non-Chicago person should. So Idol, Very interesting episode. Alanis Morissette and Ed Sheeran were guest judges. Lionel and Katie were from the Windsor Castle. In the very beginning of the show, Ryan Seacrest had them on talking live, and King Charles and Queen Camilla made a surprise appearance, which was pretty cool. So each contestant performed a solo song, and then they did duets. The solos were to Alanis Morissette songs, and the duets were to Ed Sheeran songs. All right, Warren P. went first. He performed All I Really Want by Alanis Morissette. I thought he did okay. Zachariah Smith performed Ironic by Alanis Morissette. I thought he was really good, one of his better performances of the year. Then a duo, Ian Tongi and Oliver Steele did Photograph by Ed Sheeran. I thought Ian was great. I thought Oliver was not. Haven performed You Learn by Alanis Morissette. I thought she was okay. I feel like she had gotten worse as the season progressed. Warren P. and Weani did an amazing duet to Perfect by Ed Sheeran. I thought that was the best duo of the night. Colin did Hand in My Pocket by Alanis Morissette. He did a nice job. Alanis Morissette performed her song Thank You. She was amazing. Haven and Zechariah did a duo to Thinking Out Loud by Ed Sheeran. I thought that was pretty good. Megan Danielle did Head Over Feet by Alanis Morissette. She was excellent. Ed Sheeran performed his song Eyes Closed, and he was just simply amazing. Then Ian Tongi's solo performance to Guardian by Alanis Morissette. He was obviously amazing. Weani did Uninvited by Alanis Morissette. She was incredible too. And then the last duo, Megan and Colin, did Dive at Ed Sheeran, and that was incredible. I thought they did very well together. And then Oliver performed You Ought to Know by Alanis Morissette, and I thought he was okay. All right. So overall, the first person they announced safe was Zachariah Smith. The second person they announced safe was Megan Danielle. The third person they announced safe was Ian Tongi. The fourth person they announced safe was Weani. And then the last person into the top 5 was Colin Stow. So congrats to those 5. Well deserved for all of them. And then going home, Warren, Haven, and Oliver. Oliver should have went home last week, but Katie saved him. You knew Oliver was going home in this episode because usually if you're saved by the judges, you go out. That happened with Nutsa and Lucy Love a couple of weeks ago too. They were saved and then they were out the next week. Haven, as I mentioned, she's somebody I thought gotten kind of worse as the season went on. And you could say the opposite about Megan. I think Megan has improved as the season's gone on. And then Warren and Colin to me came down to like that last spot. I thought Warren was a hair better in his solo performance, in his duet, but Colin was better at the solo performance. So I thought Warren was going to win it by a hair over Colin, but I'm fine with Colin being in the top 5. I think Warren or Colin were both deserving, but one of them was going to be the fall person, and it ended up being Warren, and Colin is in the top 5. And in next week's Disney, so that should be a lot of fun. All right, news and notes. A lot to talk about. I'm glad I got my lottery rant out of the way. But the Blackhawk ticket sales soared after they won the Connor Bedard sweepstakes. $2.5 million worth of season tickets. And obviously they were going nuts. And I just think that fan base is freaking spoiled. And I probably said that in my rant. We talked about Lonnie Walker going nuts. Julius Randle had an interesting quote. He was asked why Miami grabs more offensive rebounds and loose balls. He goes, the Heat may want it more. That is such loser talk. Own up to you playing poorly on the defensive end. I think there's a chance Julius Randle's not on the Knicks next year, and I feel kind of bad for him because the narrative about him is that he's a regular season player and he's a bad postseason player, and he's going to be talked about as one of the more overrated players in the entire league. And I just think Miami's doing a great job defending the Knicks, and they've really made the Knicks look like a bad basketball team on the offensive end. And they're excellent defensively, and Miami's offense is really just humming at the right time. So we'll see what happens with Julius Randle down the road, but that was just a really awful quote from him. The NBA all-rookie teams came out, and there was some controversy surrounding it. So your first team, Paolo Banchero, Walker Kessler, Benedict Mathurin, Keegan Murray, and Jalen Williams. That's a good group of players. But Jalen Williams, there was controversy because he was not unanimous. Which is crazy. I thought he deserved to be unanimous. He was one of the best 3 rookies in the entire league. And then the second team, Jalen Duren, Tari Eason, Jaden Ivey, Jabari Smith Jr., and Jeremy Schoen. So the Rockets and the Pistons pretty much loaded up on the second team, and Schoen of the Spurs. So all the players that were on those lousy tanking teams made the second team. But at least those organizations now can look at themselves and say, hey, we have some building blocks. So obviously, we didn't really talk about this yesterday, but Nikola Jokic had a altercation with Suns' new owner, Matt Ishbia, during Game 4. Matt Ishbia was holding onto the ball, and then Nikola Jokic, out of frustration, knocked it out of his hands. And good on Matt Ishbia, and good sportsmanship by him by saying that Nikola Jokic should not receive punishment for the incident. That was really nice, and I'm a big fan of this new Suns owner, as I listened to him on the Bill Simmons podcast, and I thought he was very interesting as a guest. And obviously Jokic got fined $25,000, but at least he's not suspended. I thought they were gonna fine him for it because there was just poor on his end, but good on Ishbia for being a good sport about it. Chris Paul expected out tonight against the Suns, and a return for Game 6 could potentially happen. A lot of baseball stuff. Obviously, Wilson Contreras first came back at Wrigley, and he was booed, and he homered in the game. Mother's Day is Sunday, and baseball teams will be rocking gray and pink lids, so that's pretty cool. The A's are revisiting backup sites as they reach out to other potential Vegas sites, which should legislative support for a $500 million tax package fail. So we'll see where it comes out of that. Max Scherzer says his goals just don't break as he struggles to pitch through his injury. Max Scherzer's just been awful this year so far. And now, obviously, stupid New York media is calling him one of the bigger busts in New York sports history. I wouldn't go that far yet. I mean, obviously, they're judging from the playoffs last year and everything, but he's hurt. Give him a break. This isn't some other guys that have been busts like Patrick Kane and Brett Favre in the past. Really cute news. Derek Jeter and wife Hannah announced birth of son Caius Green Jeter. I almost said junior. So 4 kids for Derek Jeter now. Congrats to the Jeter family. That's exciting that Derek finally has a son. along with his 3 daughters. Texas owner denies meddling, as Cal McClure says CJ Stroud pick wasn't forced on the front office. So that's good. And then Andrew Luck's camp denies the Washington rumors, as Luck's camp says Commanders have not contacted Andrew Luck. So I guess the Colts are just being liars and trying to put a last kibosh on the Commanders a little bit. All right, best bet of the day brought to you by FanDuel. I'm going to lay a half unit on it. There's a couple baseball ones that I liked a lot. And the one I'm going to go with here is This is more of a bet against the National starting pitcher than anything. I know Giants team total runs was juiced, but over 8.5 and Nats Giants is going to be my pick for a best bet. Laying a half unit on it. Over 8.5 between the Nats and the Giants for best bet. All right, that's it for today. I'll be back tomorrow recapping everything and looking ahead to everything tomorrow as well. And then tonight we'll be back with the schedule show predictions. So that will be a lot of fun. Have a good one, everyone.